Hi there, and welcome to another video from RTINGS.com, where we help you find the best product for your needs. Today, we're taking a closer look at the Sony ULT WEAR Wireless, the latest bass-heavy over-ear offering from Sony. These mid-range closed-back headphones offer some premium features, like adaptive ANC and LDAC support, for a fair bit less than Sony's flagship over-ears, the Sony WH-1000XM5. The polarizing factor is the inclusion of the Alt button, which can add 2 stages of additional bass enhancement. This could be a coup for those that love their low end, but for others, will these be a Control-Alt-Delete? These headphones have a familiar-looking design, especially if you've ever owned a pair of new Sony over-ears, like the WH-1000XM5 or the CH720N. They feature a sleek recycled plastic frame and integrated yokes that work well with the monochromatic color variants available, including off-white, forest gray, and black. The large plastic ear cups and plush padding make for a comfortable fit too. They do clamp down on your head quite a bit, but the cups do a great job of distributing the clamping force around your head. Users with larger heads might experience a bit of fatigue over time as a result. They're reasonably well built too, but their all-plastic construction is a little stiff, and it struggles to accommodate glasses and thick hair without compromising the seal. There's even a small indent on the left cup to help visually impaired users identify left from right. That said, they form a pretty stable fit on your head, so they'll stay put, even if you break into a jog to catch your bus. Gym dwellers that prefer getting their pump on with some over-ears might find this handy too, as these headphones are pretty deadlift resistant. These headphones have some pretty extensive controls that can take a while to get used to. Once mastered though, you can adjust about any parameter on the fly. Sony XM5 owners might find the layout familiar. All the controls are registered via 3 physical buttons and a touchpad on the right ear cup, the latter of which can be tapped and swiped to input commands. They're positioned quite close to one another though, so it's easy to accidentally press the wrong button. The physical buttons can be used to power the headphones on and off, as well as toggle between active noise cancellation and ambient sound mode, which filters in some external audio via the mic. And yes, there's a big old Alt button that does exactly what you think it does. Press it once to unleash some irresponsibly in-your-face bass. Press it twice at your peril. These headphones are well connected enough to have their own LinkedIn page. They're intended to be used wirelessly, where you can take advantage of their 44 hours of continuous battery life with ANC on, as well as multi-device pairing. They're also compatible with Sony's proprietary high-resolution audio codec, LDAC, though you can only connect to one device if you're using this. However, the top-of-the-line XM5 were released with similar limitations that were subsequently fixed in a firmware update. That's not to say that they can't be used via a wired connection, where they yield low latency with the included 1/8 TRS cable. Sadly, you can only send audio using this connection type, so gamers looking to communicate with their teammates online will need to look elsewhere. Given the way Sony have marketed the sound of these headphones as deliverers of massive bass and ultimate vibe, I'm sure you can guess which frequency range is emphasized the most. This isn't the first time Sony have released headphones specifically catering to bass heads either, as the ULT WEAR effectively replaced the XB lineup of headphones, led by the extremely rumbly WH-XB910N. The ULT WEAR at least provides switchable levels of bass to cater to different preferences. The default sound profile features extremely accurate mids that help bring out vocals and lead instruments, though this range can be drowned out if you have the Alt mode enabled. Unfortunately, the treble range is quite inconsistent. The lower part of this range is veiled and can dull the upper harmonics of vocals. The higher part is overemphasized by comparison and can introduce some harshness into sibilants. You can always tweak the sound profile to your liking via the companion app though. It's worth considering the history of bass-focused headphones when looking at the larger market for these cans. While foundational brands like Beats have now moved away from this signature sound, Sony still aims to land their bass on the moon. The bass race is still on even in 2024. In terms of pure bass heft, the ULT WEAR certainly make a strong case to come out on top, though they face stiff competition from the Skullcandy Crusher Evo and the frankly bonkers amount of bass provided by their haptic bass feature. With that little segue through headphone history out of the way, what else helps these headphones stand apart from the crowd? One obvious answer here is their ANC performance. Sony's flagship noise-canceling over-ears, the WH-1000XM5, feature truly top-tier noise isolation performance. So, does this translate to the ULT WEAR's lower price point? In short, yes. These headphones performed amazingly well in both our full range and common scenarios tests. They're very well suited to commuting and traveling, thanks to their ability to effectively block out everything from street noise to the rumble of plane engines. They're not quite up to par with their pricier sibling when it comes to isolating against higher frequency noises, like car horns, but they still perform well enough to justify their price tag. Looking elsewhere, their mic's performance shouldn't be overlooked either. It does a great job of rendering your voice in a natural and easily understandable way. Plus, it effectively separates your voice against all but the loudest background sounds. The Sony Headphones Connect app gives you access to a wealth of customization options too. Using the app, you can remap various controls, adjust the ANC settings, and play around with the adaptive sound control function, which detects your surroundings and adapts the ANC and ambient sound settings to match your environment. There's even support for Sony's 360 Reality Audio, which uses digital signal processing to mimic a larger, more immersive soundstage. You'll need to be subscribed to a compatible service, like nugs.net, to take advantage of this though. So, with all this said, should you be buying the Sony ULT WEAR in 2024? Well, yes, there's definitely solid reasons to pick them up. The bass-heavy sound profile is like Marmite. Either you'll love it or you'll hate it. While you can do some fine-tuning of the sound profile, you can't really tame the bass, so the default level remains the bass line. In other regards, there's plenty to love here, as Sony have crammed a lot into a mid-range pair of cans. You get a comfortable, stable fit, outstanding noise cancellation, a workhorse of a mic, and a solid 44 hours of battery life with the ANC on. This makes them a significant step up from the Sony WH-XB910, which they're effectively replacing. Plus, the ULT WEARs give you the option to toggle between a reasonably bassy sound and an all-out low-end carnage. We do miss the XB's comfortable low clamping fit though. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's no value to be found elsewhere in the market though. If sublimating yourself to sub-bass is your ultimate goal, then you can do this for much less by buying the Skullcandy Crusher Evo. Their bass response with the haptic bass enabled is indeed crushing, but you'll miss out on Sony's excellent ANC, comfortable fit, and multi-day battery life. The Anker Soundcore Space Q45 are likely Sony's closest competitor. They feature a similarly bass-centric sound, and while there's no dedicated bass boosting button, that won't stop you from gleefully sliding all the bass sliders to max in the companion app. When it comes to noise isolation, these two headphones are neck and neck, with not much to separate the performance. The Sony have a longer continuous battery life with ANC on though, plus they're slightly better built and have a more accurate mid-range out of the box. Are these factors enough to warrant a slightly higher price tag? Now, that's for you to decide. There's no doubt that there's a wealth of bass-heavy over-ear headphones on the market. The bass race has been going on for almost 2 decades now, and it's hard to see it going away anytime soon. Maybe 2024 will see Beats return to their original sound, or create a pair of Sonar headphones that only output sub-bass. Until then, the ULT WEAR are a solid choice for bass aficionados who want modern features to accompany their rumble and punch. Check out our website's written review to read more about these headphones. There's a link in the description box below. Until next time, I'm Vanessa from Ratings.com, where we help you find the best product for your needs. Goodbye! You get a comfortable, stable fit, outstanding noise cancellation, a workhorse of a mic. Yeehaw! Yeehaw, cowboy! You tell him.